Icebusters Furniture.
Tonight, U.S. intelligence fighting back. Leaders of the intelligence community heading to Capitol Hill. Tonight, responding to President-elect Donald Trump's comments, his tweets about them, how they now respond. Also breaking, President Obama a short time ago briefed on the Russian hacking, the final report, and new reporting from our team about the level of confidence. At word tonight, there was, in fact, a very specific motive. Breaking news from Chicago tonight, late today, hate crime charges after this video live on Facebook. Police say 4 young African Americans targeting a young disabled white man. You will hear what they say in the video. The monster storm bearing down tonight. 40 states, dangerous driving from the west all the way to the northeast. A second storm coming. And 2 sisters on the way to see their dying father kicked off their flight. How did this happen?
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night and the war of words erupting on Capitol Hill. President-elect Donald Trump has taken aim at the U.S. intelligence community after their unanimous finding that the Russians were behind the hacking during the election. Tonight, the intelligence community, which has been silent no longer, marching up to Capitol Hill today, calling the criticism from Donald Trump disparagement. It was a few days ago when asked about the Russian hacking, the president-elect said, "I know things other people don't know," and promised to reveal it. Nothing yet from Mr. Trump on that, but tonight we are now hearing from the intelligence community. ABC's Mary Bruce is on the Hill tonight.
Under fire from Donald Trump, the director of national intelligence came to Capitol Hill today to make his case.
Sir, what's your response when you see Donald Trump still questioning U.S. intelligence?
No answer. Trump has repeatedly attacked America's intelligence agencies for concluding Russia hacked Democrats in an attempt to influence the election.
They have no idea if it's Russia or China or somebody. It could be somebody sitting in a bed someplace.
Doubling down on New Year's Eve.
I also know things that other people don't know, and so they cannot be sure of the situation.
But today, Intelligence Director James Clapper says he's now more sure than ever. It was Russia.
Who actually is the benefactor of someone who is about to become commander-in-chief trashing the intelligence community?
I think there is an important distinction here between healthy skepticism, which policymakers, to include policymaker number 1, should always have for intelligence, but I think there's a difference between skepticism and disparagement.
As Trump questions American intelligence, he praises Russia's Vladimir Putin. And he seized on comments from Julian Assange, the head of WikiLeaks, who made public the hacked emails. Trump tweeting Julian Assange said a 14-year-old could have been behind the hack, also said Russians did not give him the info. Clapper asked today about Assange.
Do you think that there's any credibility we should attach to this individual?
Not in my view.
From some senators, outrage.
When it comes down to a choice between your people, our intelligence agencies, and Julian Assange, we're on your team every time.
Today, perhaps sensing the political fallout, Trump changing his tune. Tweeting the dishonest media like saying that I am in agreement with Julian Assange. Wrong. I simply state what he states. It's for the people to make up their own minds as to the truth. Adding he's a, quote, big fan of intelligence.
Any doubt in your mind that Russia is behind this hacking?
Zero.
No doubt.
Zero.
Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says the president-elect has to face the facts.
And Russia's up to no good.
Do you hope the president-elect is watching what's going on in this hearing?
Well, he watches a lot of TV. I hope he is. But the main thing is I hope he'll listen.
Even some of Trump's supporters are having a hard time defending him.
Why do you think Donald Trump continues to question the U.S. intelligence?
I can't answer that. You have to ask Donald Trump.
Do you believe that Russia was behind the hacking?
Yes.
Are you concerned that Donald Trump doesn't agree with you?
I'm not going to speak for the president-elect.
Thank you, sir.
And Mary Bruce with us live on Capitol Hill tonight with another breaking development on this front. Word coming in now of a major defection from the Trump transition team involving a well-known member of the intelligence community.
David, ABC News just confirming that former CIA Director James Woolsey is leaving the Trump transition team. He was a key advisor during the campaign, and his spokesman now saying in a statement that effective immediately, Woolsey will no longer be a senior advisor to the president-elect, but that he wishes Trump and his administration great success in office. David.
Mary Bruce live on Capitol Hill leading us off. Mary, thank you. There is another breaking headline coming in tonight. We have learned late today that the U.S. intelligence community briefed President Obama at the White House, their final report on the Russian hacking. Our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, with us right here in New York tonight. And John, you have new reporting from inside that briefing.
David, in an indication of just how serious the White House puts this, the president summoned the top intelligence leaders and the director of the FBI to the Oval Office for this briefing entirely on the hacking. It lasted an hour. I am told the report puts the blame squarely on the Russians and specifically says why they did this in what the intelligence community is calling a high confidence assessment. What that means, David, it is based on what they call all source intelligence, not just tracking computer code or IP addresses.
All source intelligence, I mean spies.
Old-fashioned espionage.
In the meantime, to another meeting much different. This was at Trump Tower today involving the president-elect. He was being deposed in a lawsuit against a celebrity chef who's now refused to open up a restaurant in one of his hotels after comments made about Mexican Americans.
The incredible thing about this is that this deposition, which took up an hour of the president-elect's time 2 weeks before he's being sworn in as president, was because of a lawsuit he brought. He could have dropped this suit. I am told the reason why he didn't, David, is quite simply he thinks he's going to win the case.
He can win this. All right, John Karl with us tonight. John, great to have you as always. In the meantime, there are breaking developments coming in as well from Chicago. Outrage growing at this hour after a very difficult and disturbing video was carried live on Facebook. And this afternoon, hate crime charges leveled against 4 young African Americans after police say they targeted a young disabled white man. You will hear what they said on that Facebook video. Authorities saying tonight he was targeted because of his disability and his race. ABC's Alex Perez in Chicago.
This is hilarious.
Tonight, police are using this word, reprehensible, to describe this 30-minute video that was carried live on Facebook. In the video, we are blurring the victim's face. Authorities say an 18-year-old mentally challenged white man is targeted. He can be seen cowering in a corner as he is assaulted by 4 young black adults.
Look at him. Tied up.
Bound and gagged, you can hear the victim being taunted and beaten. His scalp cut, police say, and the suspects using social media to show what they were doing as they were doing it.
Smack his Smack his again.
Late today, the 4 suspects charged with hate crimes.
The actions in that video are reprehensible. That, along with racism, have absolutely no place in the city of Chicago or anywhere else for that matter against anyone.
No, this the ashtray.
The group yelling racial slurs at the victim and making a reference to the president-elect.
Say Trump.
Investigators say one of the alleged attackers went to school with the victim and they began hanging out. Police say after the attack, the victim escaped his captors, officers spotting him on a cold Chicago street wearing just shorts and a tank top, traumatized and bloody.
He was very discombobulated. He was injured. He was confused.
Tonight, prosecutors in Chicago charging the suspects, 2 men and 2 sisters, with kidnapping, battery, and hate crimes. In an interview with our ABC station in Chicago, WLS, President Obama calling it terrible and pointing to the dangers posed by technology, too.
What technology allows us to see now is the terrible toll that racism and discrimination and hate takes on families and communities.
Facebook says it has removed the video. When asked about people live streaming while they're committing crimes, Facebook telling ABC News they have a team on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, dedicated to responding to these reports immediately. But the images were already shared by so many on Facebook, and it's now become critical evidence for prosecutors.
It's sickening. It's sickening. You know, it makes you wonder what would make individuals treat somebody like that.
And as you point out, Alex, Facebook also facing questions about anyone being able to carry anything live. In the meantime, I know you're at Chicago Police Headquarters tonight. Do we have any word on how the young man who was targeted in that video is doing?
Well, David, we now know the young man was hospitalized for his injuries. He's been treated and released, and we understand he's now back with his family. Those 4 suspects could face up to 50 years in prison. David?
Disturbing story tonight. Alex Perez, thank you. We move on tonight. A 1-2 punch of winter storms, alerts now in 40 states at this hour, and now Alabama and Georgia already declaring states of emergency. Planes de-iced at the Denver airport, hundreds of flights grounded. In Lexington, Kentucky, this pickup truck spinning out there on I-75. In the commute in Watertown, New York, just look at it, a white-knuckle ride tonight. Trouble coast to coast with this storm, and now there's word of a second storm right after it. ABC's Neil Karlinski is in Colorado.
Winter 2017 is off to a slippery and frozen start, with 2/3 of the country under some kind of cold or winter advisory tonight. In Watertown, New York, I-81 is like a graveyard of stranded vehicles. North of Syracuse, dangerous whiteout conditions left motorists squinting to find a safe path.
That's bad.
In the west, rescue teams fought freezing temperatures to reach 2 15-year-old boys who fell through ice into a lake north of Seattle.
He was very hypothermic. He was not able to extract himself from the ice.
In Boulder, Colorado, the temperature plummeted to near 0. We found this delivery truck stuck in place, pinched up alongside that Acura. So you just sort of slid sideways?
The back entrance slid into his Acura.
De-icing trucks were going non-stop at Denver's airport, but more than 130 flights were canceled anyway. And in the south, it's all hands on deck. Georgia transportation crews preparing to pre-treat roads tonight for the new system moving in. Here in Boulder, all this snow has closed city offices and left cars buried. They'll still be digging out even as the southeast is getting hit. David?
Neil Karlinski with us tonight from Colorado. Neil, thank you. Let's get right to meteorologist Rob Marciano. He's with us live tonight. He's got the timing tracking both of these storms. Hey, Rob.
Hi, David. And we're cold enough for snow just about everywhere in the country, and the atmosphere is packed with a lot of action. Look at these advisories, so many of them across the country. The first pulse we want to deal with is what's dumped between 1 and 3 inches of snow across the Ohio Valley. That will come into New York, Philly, and D.C. tomorrow morning. We'll be out of the way quickly, but it's going to be a slick commute with accumulating snow. Our Colorado storm dives towards the Gulf Coast, and that's where we're going to have some problems. From Birmingham to Atlanta, we have states of emergencies in those 2 states, and up through Charlotte and Raleigh could see 2 to 12 inches of snow in these areas that do not handle snow well. It will be debilitating across parts of the South. David?
Rob Marciano with us again tonight. Rob, thanks as always. We turn overseas tonight, in Turkey suffering yet another attack. A deadly car bomb outside a courthouse more than 250 miles from Istanbul. The blast caught on surveillance cameras, killing a police officer and a court worker. 2 suspects killed by police afterwards. The militant Kurdish group, the PKK, is suspected. This attack coming just days after that deadly New Year's nightclub assault in Istanbul, claimed by ISIS. Authorities there say they are closing in on that gunman. Back here at home tonight, and to your money, some of the country's most familiar stores closing hundreds of locations and cutting thousands of jobs tonight. Take a look at the map. Sears shutting down 150 of their Sears and Kmart stores coast to coast, everywhere where there's a logo. And then we add on tonight where Macy's is shuttering dozens of their department stores. Tonight, ABC's Eva Pilgrim with the reasons why.
Tonight, massive cutbacks for 2 of America's iconic department stores. Sears, part of the American fabric for decades.
Sears, where America shops.
Those holiday wish books, a family favorite. Tonight, Sears closing 150 stores, 108 of them Kmart's. There will be layoffs, but the company not releasing those numbers. Sears also selling their Craftsman tool business for $900 million to help pay off mounting debt. Macy's getting hit too, shutting down 68 stores, 6,200 jobs gone.
We're definitely going to see more stores close. This is really just the beginning.
Sears reporting holiday sales down 12% this year, while overall internet sales are booming. $91 billion in profits this season, up 11%. David, both Sears and Macy's reps say the savings from the upcoming cuts will go to help boost online sales. Macy's is also planning to add an additional 50 discount stores. David?
Eva Pilgrim with us tonight. Eva, thanks. We turn next here to the health of your children and eye-opening new advice about preventing those potentially life-threatening peanut allergies. There are new guidelines tonight from the National Institutes of Health suggesting parents should actually expose their children to small doses as early as 4 months, small doses of peanuts, and it would seem to be a complete 180 from earlier advice. So let's get right to our chief medical editor, Dr. Richard Besser, himself a pediatrician. Great to have you, Rich. And a lot of people heard this and said, what?
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredible turnaround. We used to say that these high-risk kids should avoid peanuts for the first 1 to 2 years of life. Now, high-risk babies, so those with severe eczema or egg allergies, they're tested, then given peanut paste in an allergist's office. That's because a bold study found that approach could reduce the chances of peanut allergy by 86%. It's not going to change anything for kids who already have peanut allergy, but starting today, future babies are going to be at much lower risk.
But exposing small doses early on could make the difference.
That's right. And for kids who are not at high risk, starting at 6 months, you can give it at home. Great. Peanut paste.
And you said with the allergist, too. That's key when they're so young. Thanks, Rich. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. The airline outrage. We do have one other story before we go to the break. A state trooper in Pennsylvania, Landon Weaver, just 23 years old, shot point blank by a suspect he was questioning. Hundreds of officers attending the funeral, saluting his coffin, and lining the streets as his motorcade passed by on the way to the cemetery. Powerful images today. When we come back here tonight, World News Tonight continues. The airline outrage, as I